Hi everyone, this is Maggie. Thank you so much for stopping by to see me. I hope you enjoy. Give me a like and please subscribe if you haven't. I would really appreciate that so much. Today I've got another very cute piece of interactive ephemera. You know, I'm all about the interactive pieces. I love to put them in my journals and use them, make sure there's something useful in them, you know, extra writing space or hidden journaling spots. This one is I think it's a very cute idea, and I think you'll like it. I know I like it a lot, and I'm going to start incorporating it into my journals. I am not going to put it in the Paris journal because I've kind of got that one all planned out already, unless for some reason I need an extra piece. But this idea, I don't know that it particularly has a name, but it comes from Kate at Hither and Yon, HITHER, and Yon, YON, and I will link her channel. She has a playlist called the Big Book of Ideas. I think that's how it is. And this video, as well as many others, will be listed there. I think she's the creator that I first got the idea way back when of making an idea book for myself, and I just did it recently if you've been watching me. So this little piece here, now this is not decorated really to the fullest. I think it's very cute. It turned out cute. And I may want to use this in a journal in the future, but right now I'm just going to put it in my idea book and not do a lot of embellishment on it. So this is how this works. This can go into a page in your journal. Let's just take this page for instance. It goes over both pages like this. And then the hidden paper clip that goes with it holds it in place. Okay, so you take it out of your book. And this opens up. Now I added this little journaling space in here. Her paper wasn't double-sided, so it was just white, and she stamped a journaling spot on there. And you have a pocket here with a tag, and all these are going to be made from our 6x6 pieces. Again, these are not decorated. I didn't even punch holes in these. I was kind of anxious to do this video before I got back into my Paris journal. So it opens like this. On the back there's another pocket with a tag. And there's a tag here. Somehow I managed to miscut something, so I went back and I wrote down the directions, because the measurements. So hopefully I will get it completely right this time, but it's perfectly fine the way it is. You know, you could use other scraps to make some extra ephemera if you choose to do that. Okay, then here's the front. Which and the way Kate made it, she put a tab on the bottom of this, which is really a cute idea, and I may end up doing that. But she didn't decorate the front of it. At least she hadn't yet. She said she was going to embellish it some more, but she did not do it on her video. So you have the front. This flips up. And on the flip up, you have, again, extra journaling space. I put all this was from the back of one of my pieces that I had printed for the Paris journal, the back piece, and my printer accidentally picked up a sheet of paper and printed another one, so I just kind of cut the middle out of these and used it for a journaling spot. And then it has two little pockets here, small pockets. These are just some tickets that I made. And a little journaling card. And a tag. So you have that. And then again you have this same thing, this journaling spot in the middle. And a tag. I think I showed you that already. So, and it goes on your page. You can make it so it opens for this side, or it can go on this side. You could, you can turn it all around. You can just put your flip on this side of the book, which I may do this time. And then your hidden paper clip just goes right over that to hold it in. I think it's very cute. I don't recall her having a name for it, and I'm not quite sure what I would name it. And I don't feel like it's mine to name. So let's see what we can do here. I have these paper pads by Echo Park, 6x6. I have several of them actually. And I think I may have some more of them, excuse me, in a paper, a 12 by 12 paper store that you store 12 by 12 paper. And oh, Maggie, I tell you, some days I just have the worst time getting words out. Yesterday, I did listen back to part of a video that I made, and I made the stupidest comment. I don't even know where I came up with that, but I listened to that when I was listening to it play back to me, and I thought, what in the world? I couldn't figure it out. So what I meant to say was something about myself being a creator and, being one of those people, unfortunately, that ideas just do not flow through my brain like a river of water, like a nice little river, But instead I said, they flow through my water. They don't flow through my water like a beautiful little river. It was just stupid. It didn't make any sense, and I apologize. I don't know if I get my thoughts get ahead of what I'm doing and saying, or what the problem is, but anyway. So I just really need to pay more attention. That's why sometimes when I get quiet and I'm not saying anything, it's like, I gotta be either thinking about just what I'm doing, or I'm gonna get into trouble. So I picked 4 pieces of paper. You need 4 pieces. And I used this particular paper pad, 6x6 spring pad, paper pad. It's springtime from Echo Park. These are double-sided papers. I really like these. They're very pretty. And they always kind of coincide or go with a 12 by 12 paper pad. So you need 4 of them, and I think I picked out 4 1. And I did already cut off. These have holes in them. I guess so. They must hang them in the store or something, and so it makes them a 1/2 inch bigger. So I cut that 1/2 inch off before we started. And the nice thing about these is they're double-sided and they're different on each side, so you can kind of choose what you want to use. So I need to pick one that's going to be this piece that folds in half. All right, so I think I'm going to pick this one. I'm real partial to this one. I am going to, because this is pretty substantial cardstock, I am going to score it at 3 inches because I don't want it to crack on me. Let me get this little tool. I like to use this. Need to put my glasses on. Oops, sorry. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And I just fold this in half. Now a couple of these are directional, so we have to kind of pay attention to that. I still am going to open it this way. It just, to me, feels, it makes more sense. This one is directional. These little birdhouses are directional. But, oh, and I guess this one too with the little birds. This is so pretty. Is directional. Okay, so that's piece number 1. Piece number 2, I'm looking at my little notes here so I don't forget. Piece number 2, we're going to cut in half. Just cut right at 3 inches. So we'll have 2 3-inch pieces, but we're going to cut it again, I'm pretty sure. So right here's my 3-inch. Let me set this up here. You know, I can get these paper pads out of the way for now. So this needs to be 3 inches. Make sure it's all lined up straight. Okay, and then we're going to cut the cut one of them in half. Cut one of them at 2.5 inches, and then we'll have a 3.5 inch piece. So we're just going to cut this at 2.5 inches. So we have one 2.5 piece, one 3.5, and then one 3 by 6. I don't think we cut this one again. Okay, so that's this piece. Piece number 3. Piece number 3, we're going to also cut it. We're going to cut it into 3 2-inch strips, and these are going to become our tags and other little goodies that we put in the pockets. So 1, so that's sheet number 3, and then the 4th one, we are going to cut that one also in half at 3 inches. Okay, and we're going to cut 1/2 at, I'm looking at my notes here. I don't want to tell you wrong. At 1 inch, 2 inches, and 3 inches. So 1 inch, 2 inch, and then we have a 3-inch piece. And the second half is going to be cut as well. It's going to be 2.5 and 3.5. So we have another 2.5 piece and another 3.5 piece. So this is your 4 pieces of 6x6 paper. Now, if you don't have 6x6 pads, don't worry about it. You could use scraps. You could use, if you have some other cardstock or other papers that you want to cut down to 6x6 pieces, or I suppose you could even make it larger if you really wanted to. All right, so we are going to put a, so this is my hinge piece. We're going to put a hinge piece on, and I need to decide what I want for my hinge. Would I like this side with the little birds? And then that plaid will be on that side. I think that's pretty cute. Make sure my birds are going the right direction. You know, I think I did this sideways. Alright, so that's alright. We're going to use it anyway. I think it's cute. I think it's cute. Now, Kate used washi tape for her hinge. I used a piece of muslin for my hinge, which I do really like. But you can do either way. You can make a paper hinge, however you want to hinge it. And this is going to be a little long. So I need to cut me about a 1.5 inch strip. That's about what I used. I hope you guys like this. I like it a lot. Of course, I love the interactive pieces. I truly do. All these strings. I still am collecting my strings. I'm not sure why I'm doing that. I think I made it into a science project. How long do I... Oh, I need this to be 3 inches, Maggie. Duh. Let's cut it about here. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm making it into a science project. Maybe I'll save it for my granddaughter till she starts school. I said, look, honey, I've been saving this. You can use it as a science project. Oh, well, I'm just being facetious. All right, so this hinge goes on here like this. Now, how I did it is I glued it to this first. And this is going to go over the inside of this folded piece like this. So, yeah, I'm so sorry that I cut this going the wrong direction. Oh, well, it is what it is, Maggie. You cannot cry over spilt milk. All right, so I'm going to put my hinge on here first. I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac. Put this way down here where nobody can see anything, sorry. For a minute. I love this frayed, ravelly edge that has all this fringe on it. I really, really like that. A friend of mine, and then this is going to hinge around to here. So what I did was I actually laid these like this. Oh, that's not how I did it. I did it like this. Maggie, all right, take a minute here. This is not difficult. It's not rocket science. Like this. But I laid this out flat because I like to meet these. Putting a hinge on is not this difficult. I'm making it difficult for whatever reason. This has been a kind of crazy day Usually I make my videos in the morning. I try to make them before 1 o'clock to be done by 1 o'clock, and then maybe if I want to get another video in, I'll do another one in the early evening before my pets get crazy. But all three of my pooches are up here right now, and they are being very cooperative, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, normally I get my videos done before 1 o'clock. And today's just been one of those days. There's some confusion about, my daughter had a work meeting to go to, and she wanted me to watch the baby, and so I was holding off to kind of get the final word on that. You know, Deb, blaming I'm doing this wrong. Oh, no, I'm not. This is fine. I was trying to, wait to get the final word on what she wanted me to do, because my son-in-law has a doctor's appointment that he had to go to, and oh no, I'm pulling this all off of here. Maggie, come on, come on, come on. Get with the program. So I wasn't sure when they wanted me to watch her, and my daughter finally told me, she says, Mom, I'm going to take the baby to the meeting with me. Some of her workmates had not seen her yet, and so she said when she gets back from her meeting, then she's going to have to go do it with her husband someplace else, where she really can't take the baby. So then she'll have me watch her then. I said, honey, whatever works, however you want me to do it. So I've been kind of waiting around and almost decided not to make a video, and then I saw this and decided I really wanted to make this and to show you. Now, if this video does not turn out, I don't know why I struggled with that hinge, but anyway. Okay, so we've got that on. Now, on the inside of this is where those little pieces go. I think I'm going to use the other side of this paper. So this goes down here, and then this little pocket goes right here, just like this. So I'm going to cut a little notch in these and ink them. I'm not really inking this up a whole lot, but I am inking the pockets and the other little pieces that we put in. I love this punch. I like the way these little, this is really kind of like an envelope punch, but I like the way it looks. Oh, what's the matter here? I haven't, please don't fail me now. You're a brand new punch almost. Doesn't it just drive you nuts when you get something and you use it a few times and then it's just like, that's it, I'm done. No more, thank you. No más. There we go. All right, so I'm going to ink this up. I'm going to use my tea dye. I like this color. It's not quite as dark as the vintage photo or the walnut stain that the walnut stain is the darkest, but this is kind of nice, I think, if you don't want to really go crazy inking something. Okay. I can put the cap back on here because I'm done with the fabric. So you just put this little 1 inch, this is just going to be a tiny little pocket on here. I've actually started this video. I think this is my 4th time. Hopefully we will get through it this time. Try to get that on there as straight as I can. A little towel. Okay. Put this pocket on. I don't know if I said this already, but if I didn't, I really hope that you're having a good day or night, and that all is well with you. When I pray, when I do my videos, I pray for whoever might be watching. And of course, I don't know what your needs or concerns are, but our Father does, so. Okay, so we've got that. Now, on the inside here, we're going to put one of the, see, this is too much. This is where I got a little bit lost with her. So, you know, it doesn't really make a big difference. If you want to know exactly how, if you want to make it exactly like she made hers, then, you know, watch her video. I'm going to be deviating a little bit because actually I like the 2.5 inch pocket better in this, so I'm going to put one there. I'm going to put that there. I don't like the pocket to be quite so tall myself. That's just a personal preference. It really is. And this is not, again, let me emphasize, this is not meant to be a tutorial. I'm just showing you that I found this fun piece of ephemera, and I'm showing you, I'm giving you directions, yes, and showing you how I put it together, but that's not necessarily the way the creator put it together. And so, why is it a little whiter? So, please take that into consideration, and don't get upset if you look at mine and say, well, that's not how she did it at all. That's not how Kate did it from Heather and Jan. This is just how I'm doing it. And I watched the video. I went back and watched it so I could take down the measurements. And then I'm pretty much on my own. Now this is a little off kilter here because I cut a little bit off of that, but it is what it is. And wrote down the measurements of each piece. But then from there you can put these papers however you want to put them. You can put these pieces however it makes you happy. I like a shorter pocket, so I'm shortening the pocket. So we have, all right. Now, for some reason, these particular papers, the ones from the other one, the first one that I made, this one, they cut perfectly. They were all exactly the same size, but for some reason these papers had a little bit of trouble coming out of the package, off of the pad, I should say. And So this one, for some reason, cut a little bit shorter than the rest of them. So if I were to decorate this, I would probably put a little piece of trim down here, maybe some lace or something, just to kind of cover up that difference. All right, this here is going to be a journaling spot. This is going to be a journaling spot. And then on the back, we're going to put another piece of, we're going to put another pocket. So the nice thing about these double-sided pieces is you can kind of, they all coordinate together, and so you have the ability to mix and match them and put the little pieces wherever you want to. And I don't think this would take very long to make if you were just making it on your own. But because I'm talking and that makes things go a little bit slower, you know, that's the way it is. Okay. So I lost my, I put it up here. My cat got me in a couple of places on my arm. Oh my gosh, those poor cats. Oh, I feel so bad. So they've been bugging me every day earlier and earlier for their food, getting up on my desk, and the one cat, Stitch, the big one, does not normally do that. But they were just driving me crazy, and they were trying to get me to give them their canned food earlier and earlier in the day. And I just kept telling them, no, it's too early. I'm not going to feed you. I usually give it to them around 4 o'clock. Well, yesterday evening, I have a friend that stays here with our family, and he helps out. He does a lot of things to help us out, and he helps me out a lot. And he usually takes care of the litter box for me because my back, I really don't like to complain. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating a fact. My back hurts me very badly when I do that. So he's been taking care of that for me, and he noticed that they have an automatic feeder because both cats are kind of overweight, but especially Stitch. He's just a big cat, but he was really overweight, and I needed him to lose weight, so I bought this automatic feeder. And poor thing, come to find out, they were not getting the amount of food in the feeder wasn't going down. So he started checking all the connections, and sure enough, the plug had been knocked enough out of the wall to where there was no electricity going to the device. So he fixed that and gave them some food. But I think it probably happened on Sunday when I was possibly getting ready for church. I may have accidentally knocked it. Since Sunday, without getting their dry food, they get a little serving in the morning and a serving at nighttime, plus a half can of a small can of cat food piece. And they weren't getting that food, and oh, I feel so bad. Really, really bad. Okay. So, but now they're happy. They've gotten their food. They've eaten their share, and all is well with the world. Okay. So, as of right now, the way this little piece stands, I am going to either put another piece, something like this, on here as a journaling spot on this inside fold, and I'm also going to put one on this page right here. And then these pieces, of course, are going to become our little tags and so forth. And you can cut these down a little bit. I'm going to cut them down. I'm going to make 1 inch. And 1.5 inch. Okay. I'm going to make these into little pockets, and not little pockets, but little tickets. I don't usually use a lot of tickets in my journals, but I'm going to make these into look at, because we're kind of using what we have here to work with. And I've got this little tiny hole punch. I don't think it's a 1/2 inch. It might be, but it looks pretty small to me. And I'm just going to carefully just clip off the corners to kind of give it that ticket shape. And then, like I said, if I were putting this in a journal, when I get ready to put this in a journal, because I'm going to put one in my idea book, and the other one I'm going to, oops, I guess it's good enough. I'm going to put those here in this little itty bitty pocket, the tickets, and they could use some decorating, maybe a label, or if they were just plain, more, plainer, like maybe if I use the other side, I could stamp a word or a number or something on them. And I probably will do that. And put these in here. I would ink these and leave them in there. And then this can be a tag. Go in here. And then I'm going to make this and cut. Let's see. I want a little journaling card. Maybe I'll cut 3 inches off of it and make this a little journaling card. Let me get this thing out of the way. You in there. This can be a little journaling card. And then back here, you can have another journaling card. Another tag. This could be a little tag. Yeah. I think this, maybe take an inch off here. So here's a tag for here. And this is going to be a little tag. I had it upside down there for a minute. I'm thinking, no, no, Maggie, please, no. And a little, okay. Okay, and I've got this pocket back here that needs something. Alright, so I can make what can I make out of this? So I make this 1.5 inches. Make a couple of little tags. That's what we can do with this. Now we gotta make our little hidden paper clip. And unfortunately, I do not have any normal size paper clips. All I've got are the humongous giant ones, and then the next biggest ones down from that, which are too big for this particular project. But I do have an alternative that I can use. Okay, so these can go right in here. Alright, so we've got, we're going to have journaling space here. Got 2 little tickets here, a tag and a journaling spot there. And then a 2 tags here and 2 little tags here. And this needs some decoration, but let's do a simple, let me show you what I've got here to work with for my hidden paper clip. You know, and I do like these little paper clips, but that's not generally what's used for a hidden paper clip, but you know, it'll work. It will definitely work. So I think I want to use these 2 sides. So I've got these here. They're kind of teardrop ones. I think I got these from Amazon. They weren't very expensive. And actually, that's what I put in here, and it worked just fine. So we're going to, they come in different sizes. I think there's like maybe a large one, a small one, and a medium size one. This looks like a large one. So what I am going to do is, it looks like this is my bigger piece. So I'm going to fold this. I want to make sure that my paper clip is going to fit on here. And it will. But I need to turn this down first. This is 3 inches. So maybe if we just go to 2 inches will be plenty. Or even 2.5 inches maybe. Okay. I am going to round the corners on these. So I'm sorry, I'm not too talkative today. I'm not really tired. I feel fine. It's just, I'm a little worried about my son-in-law. I don't know exactly what's going on with him. So I'm very concerned about him. And so So my thoughts and my prayers are kind of with him constantly. He is such a good daddy and a good husband. When my daughter first came home from the hospital, she was in so much pain, and not just from the cesarean. She had other pain in her body that she had been suffering with for quite some time. And it made taking care of the baby so difficult, but Darren helped her with absolutely everything, night and day. He didn't really sleep because he was just right there. So I think this is a good size. This is 2.5 inches by, I think this is 3 inches. So I am going to ink this up. Probably better to do it on the outside than the inside. I like to make, when I do a hidden paper clip like this, or the other way that I really like to make them, but they're a little bit thicker that way. These are a little bit more slim. I do like to make the back, make it uneven so that you have back pieces longer, and that's where the largest part of the paper clip goes. And it makes it much easier to get it onto a page when it's like that. Okay, so now this contrasting part, boy, I get on here and I really have a interesting time with my words. It's really frustrating to me because I'm normally not that way, but I don't normally talk a lot either. I'm the quiet one. I really am. My daughter's always been a talker. She can talk to anybody about anything, and she's always been like that. When she was a baby, like her daughter's a baby now, and she started making sounds and noises, the inflections and the different tones and everything, she just went nonstop. She was talking constantly, and when she started jabbering, she was jabbering stop and waving her little arms and hands around like she really had something to say to everybody. And she probably did, because that's the way she was. Now this one, let's see. I do want to make sure that paper clip is covered up. So this is going to be a touch shorter too. I just need to fold this straight. And so she was a regular talker. My oldest daughter is a school teacher. Well, she's a librarian. So she's not as vocal as her younger sister is. Whoops. Okay, so I'm going to go like this. Now this is another piece that really needs to be decorated, but again, I'm not going to do it on camera. I've already been on here. By the time I do this, it'll be more than 15 minutes, and that's long enough. I'm sure you all know how to decorate. I myself, though, to be honest, I do enjoy watching other creators with their creative process, because it brings inspiration to me. Since ideas don't flow through my water like a beautiful stream. So I enjoy watching them, but that's not the case for everybody, and I know that. Now the other thing Kate did when she made this hidden paper clip, I like to get lots of glue around the paper clip. She cut a little slit in the piece that goes over the top, so the paper clip stuck out a little bit, it's not practical really to do it with this. And then she tied a little piece of ribbon or something on it. What I would like to do if when I make these, if I'm going to make a slit like that so the top of the paper clip can hang out, I like to put a little dangle of some sort or another on it. Add a little bit of something. All right, so let's get my idea book. It's not so big, but it only has a few things in it that I've made in the past. Well, let's maybe put it on this page. So we're opening, you can really open it from either side, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to open it from the, you open it up, put it over your page, put your paper clip on, and there you have it. There you have it. So I hope you make one of these. If these measurements weren't clear to you, or how it was put together, I mean, I can review it real quick with you. So you need 4 6x6 pieces of paper. They don't necessarily have to be from a paper pad, but you could cut them down from cardstock, or you could print some papers out on your computer. I think a lightweight cardstock probably works the best. That's just my opinion, but because I like things to be heavier and more substantial. So 4 pieces. 1 piece you cut, you just fold it in half, and then you decide which one you want to be the outside. And in my case, I chose this flowered bit, but this is a piece that you fold in half. Number two, you cut in half, and then cut 1 piece up at 2.5 and the other one at 3.5. And then number 3, and because that strip that you leave, the number 2 piece of paper that you leave one whole side is going to become your flip. Is going to become your flip right here. Number 3, you cut in 2 3-inch strips, and basically what those 3 2-inch strips, and basically what that becomes is your pieces of your tags and whatever, little journaling cards or whatever you decide you want to put in these little pockets. Okay. Then the next piece, number 4, you cut it in half, and you cut one side at 1 inch, 2 inch, and 3 inches, and the other side at 2.5 and 3.5 inches. So you have all these little pieces, and you kind of decide where you want everything to go. But basically, all the little pieces, the 2-inch strips are the ones that are going to become your pieces of ephemera for the most part. And the other pieces are going to become your pockets, your little pockets, and your hidden paper clip right here. And this is the only, well, this was the only pieces I had left over. Oh, here's a piece. I could use this for something. I could stick those in there, but these are the only pieces I had left over, so there really wasn't any waste. And if I had done it exactly like Kate did hers, I would have no waste whatsoever. So I went wrong someplace, but it's all right because it turned out just fine and dandy as far as I'm concerned. I like it. I definitely will decorate this up to put in a journal. I think it might be pretty. I want to do a wildflower journal. I think this might be a pretty addition to that journal. I have some 6x6 Christmas florals. I would like to make a couple because I will at some point start working on some Christmas stuff, but not for a while yet. So this is a fun little project. I hope you'll give it a try. If you have any questions about it, please leave me a comment and let me know. And yeah, I hope you liked it. So have a wonderful rest of your day, no matter what time it is. Be blessed. Take care of yourself. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Bye-bye.